where no one sees, a fragile world kept under keys. Behind these walls, the silence grows, a guarded heart no one knows. Chains of fear, they hold me tight, a prison built to shield the light. The echoes call from days gone by, but still I keep the key nearby. My heart's under lock, no door to find, lost in the shadows, trapped in my mind. The key's in my hand, but I'm afraid of what's unleashed if the chains are unmade. I felt the weight of love before, it knocked and left and closed the door. The scars remain, though time has flown, so here I stay safe but alone. A voice calls out, so warm, so clear, a chance to heal, to draw you near. But cannot risk what's held so tight, to free my heart, to feel the light. My heart's under lock, no door to find, lost in the shadows, trapped in my mind. The key's in my hand, but I'm afraid of what's unleashed if the chains are unmade. Could you be the one to break the seal, to show me love that's pure and real? The courage grows, the fear remains. Can I endure the joy and pain? My heart's under lock, but I'll take the chance. Step toward love, a hopeful dance. The key turns slowly, the walls fall apart, revealing the truth of my guarded heart.
All right, that's one of my favorites. Anyway, hey, it's Friday, right? So what the fuck am I doing here? You might be wondering. Yeah, I'm here to say sorry, and it's a bit more complicated, more nuanced than that, but it's a good start. It's not. Don't fucking. You know what? This is not like. Okay, maybe it is an apology video. What the fuck? Or stream, but not quite though. Because it's more I'm correcting myself than an active dialogue. So it's kind of weird that way, if you get what I'm saying. But that doesn't change the fact that I feel like I owe you an apology or something, which I should give you. And then first I should clarify what for. And even before that, I should probably just tell you what the fuck am I doing with my Friday. Well, I wanted this to be fresh out of the oven, and I was just thinking about it a little bit more actively lately, like last couple of days. But a few things I've said, and literally a few actually. It's not a lot of things that I have to apologize for, or so I feel anyway. But yeah, I wanted to be fresh. I didn't want to waste my Saturday doing this. Our Saturday appointment. So I thought it might be better, to just do it as fast as I can, while it's still hot, and while it's still not Saturday, at least. And while my Friday is empty, because normally it wouldn't be. But there's been a couple of schedule changes, which are fine. because it does give me the time to do this, right? So that's what I'm doing here on Friday. And the purpose of the stream is, as I said, like to apologize for something that I feel I should. Anyway, yeah. So that one is gonna be short, I guess. Um, I didn't want to do it in the category that I work out or something. I wanted it to be a little bit more, I guess, more sincere, if that's the word. As in, you know what? Maybe in my head it's kind of like a statement that I don't mind this being out there, not that I mind my martial arts journey being out there, but that one is more like my bullshit, my fucking thing. This one I feel concerns maybe a couple of you, or maybe even not. But I still feel like I should just share, what I think about this. And the matter is like, well, this might turn you off, but I have to do it. I'm sorry, you know, if that's not what you expected. But like, it's about like the various things I've said about gender and identity and sexuality and sex and all that crap. And it's like some very specific, smaller things about it that I feel, you know, I feel I may have changed my views on them a little bit. But I should provide some context, I feel, right? So to me, um, this is going to be hard. Maybe it's not going to be a short stream. Right, so let's see how I view things, right? About myself, strictly, not others, just about myself. I don't necessarily, even though I lean towards female and I am more comfortable with like she hair, I mostly just do what I've always done, which may just be the way that I've um, that I've dealt with things in the past. Maybe that influenced that mechanism, and the mechanism that I'm talking about is I'm really I really don't care in the sense of like, and again, strictly for myself, which might be a bit selfish, but one thing at a time, okay, because my mind is gonna blow. All right, so yes, I do identify in a if you asked me, let's put it this way, if you asked me, there's only two choices, which there aren't, but let's say there were, for argument's sake. Well, then what would you be? To which I would say, well, then that's clear to me that it's female. It's that thing, right? But in reality, that's not like that like black and white, right? Obviously. But what I was getting at is that even though that's the case, I myself don't care beyond that. Let me give you an example, right? When I look down and I see my boobs right now, right, and they're very nice, by the way. No, but for real, I don't. My mind doesn't say, oh, woman, or girl or female. My mind just says that's a nice shape that I like on my body, you know, and that I prefer from like flatness for myself. I have to tell you again, all this is just like about myself, right? For now, I'm just providing the context of like my thinking, right? And why that may have been erroneously applied to other people um, during times where I've talked about gender and all that. So anyway, I hope that makes you understand like what the fuck I'm talking about, right? When I put on my clothes, I don't think, yes, this will help me pass as a woman. I just think, well, this is practical for me, and it accentuates like this and that point of my body, and I like that, and I see like I have this like practical approach, which doesn't mean that like I have no artistic vein or taste or anything. I'm not a fucking bot or something. I'm not AI, but um, yeah, that's as deep as it goes. And you know what? I'd say it is deep. It's just simple as well. And yeah, so that's kind of like how I view things about myself. Which then begs the question, why have I said in the past that, like, you know, in the end, if you don't exhibit any characteristics that I personally expect, you know, then I personally don't think, you know, beyond a certain threshold of like accumulated characteristics, that I should, you know, accept your identity. Which it's a point of discussion for me. But I know for a fact that I may have been wrong on this one, you know? I know for a fact I'm wrong, actually. Now, why can't my fucking brain agree? That's the troubling part. Because I just apply what I do, what I would do, and what I would like others to do to them, which is such a noob mistake to make, you know? That's as noob a mistake to make as getting involved with a partner just because of what you think they can change into, which is just stupid, right? It's on the same level of fucking stupidity. And that's why I felt, you know what? No, I have to apologize and I have to tell you that, like, honestly, I do think you're valid no matter what. And, you know, maybe something is not to my taste, but that doesn't mean that it's not valid. So, you know, that's that. I felt I should, like, you know, apologize because, like, again, I've said in the past that, like, okay, you know, in the end, you're born this and you're born that, and yeah, I I don't think that's so simple. You know, I think it's really not that simple, and well, provenly it isn't. So, you know, I feel like I misspoke there, and perhaps some of the things I've said maybe hurt someone, and so, you know, sorry about that. It's my bad, you know. Um, and I should have like seen it from a far more neutral perspective and a less like subjective perspective, because you could say that what I was talking about then was more a projection of what I am looking for in a partner. Does that make sense? But the way that I said it, and I realized it was very clumsy, it literally translated into, for me, or, you know, you're born a certain way and it's gonna be A or B at the end of the day, you know, and some stuff like that which I've said, which honestly I don't remember quite. Hey Neris. But no, I was wrong. And so there you go. There you have it. I can't really, you know, apologize more or say anything more about it or to my defense, you know, because I don't care to defend that position. And you know, if in case I gave the wrong impression, I honestly believe that, like, and even then, even when I was saying that stuff, I did think very genuinely that you have, you know, you all of you, you have the right to feel and be what you want to be and what you want to feel, you know, and identify as what you feel and everything. And even then, I fully accepted it. I wouldn't, you know, vibe with all these choices and all the spectrum. Um, and of course, my, you know, partner criteria is a little bit personal, you know, subjective. But no, that doesn't mean that, you know, I'm looking to invalidate anyone or anything like that. And, you know, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You are, you know, your own master. You are literally what you want to be. You should be, you know? You have that right. And yeah, sorry if my if a bit of my rhetorics, to put that way, kind of, you know, turned you into a punching bag for no reason, like emotionally. I'm sorry. But that's like what I wanted to say, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, even when I joke about femboys, even when I joke about this, like, I personally, I'm pansexual. I like everything, you know. I don't really have a problem with anyone, and through humor, maybe I've given the impression that, you know, I don't like certain people or something. But no, that's not the case. I just like to shit talk a lot. You know, you shouldn't. It's not serious, and you shouldn't really read too much into it. But I get how it can be jarring after a bit. Um, but you know, sometimes some things align, and you have to mention it. So I just like to make fun sometimes. It's never malicious though. But but if it's malicious to you, then sorry, I didn't intend to hurt you or something. And you go, more power to you. Like, that's awesome, whatever you are. um, I'm personally, of the opinion that, like, people are beautiful, whatever they are. They come in many shapes and forms, and with many colors and music inside. you know and they should be, they're precious, and they should be protected as they are. And so, yeah, if I gave the opposite impression just because I like being a little bit acidic with my remarks, or I like to tease a little bit to the extreme and all that, hey, it's probably not gonna change. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. if you if I gave the wrong impression. And yeah, I can't change my humor, and I can't change what I laugh with, you know. Not at, but with, because yeah, in the end of the day, I'm pretty much like, again, I'll use the femboy example. I'm pretty much like into it. Um, but I will still make fun of the starter pack. I will, it's just like, it's just what it is. And sometimes you also, and to my defense, you also have to um, employ some self sarcasm, and you have to be a little bit aware of yourself as well, and all that. I mean, I'm aware of myself, in many things. And yeah, I think self sarcasm and humor about what you are and what you're not, and how, and all that is, and that wasn't the pun, it was just like literally what I said. And yeah, I think it's necessary, you gotta laugh with stuff, because you can't be serious about things all the time. And, taking it serious too much, well, that creates other problems, doesn't it? Sometimes it's good to ground ourselves or get grounded by others, which is not to justify going over a certain limit, though, which I would hope I haven't gone over. Um, and I don't think that criticizing certain, for example, MMO demographics is going overboard with it. So, yeah, if you think so, then that's the point where we disagree. But reaching that point and everything below that point, let's say, or before that point, for if that hurt you, then I'm sorry. Um, and yeah, you could. I still personally, like, if you ask me, like, what I think on a subjective level, right? How do I feel about it? I would still probably hold similar views, because then you change the question. You're basically framing it as, what do you think, is ideal for you, or what do you think, this and that, which that shouldn't affect anyone else. So yeah, yeah, because I still I still personally would prefer if, for example, um, there's a person that completely identifies as this or that, doesn't matter, just use any definition, I don't really care. But they externally exhibit no characteristics of that. you know I personally, yeah, wouldn't behind my preference, because I do have my own, like, as I said, criteria by which I go, which is absolutely normal. As I like to say, not all of us like vanilla, not all of us like chocolate, and no one should blame each other for that. Um, but yeah, I should definitely, and I'm glad that I did apologize for applying it more generally, as in, oh, in general, people who don't exhibit blah blah, then they shouldn't say that they're this or that, and I don't accept. That was wrong of me. That's what I'm apologizing for. 90% of it is that. And the other 10% is like, if I went overboard, I don't think I did with like with the femboy jokes and the poking at that and all that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And now perhaps what led me to generalize like that, or why, for example, that happened. And you probably also know a little bit more about me, I guess, in the sense of like how I view myself and all that. Yeah, because I mean, it was a little bit like toxic for me to say that, for example, I don't care how my voice sounds, you know. But then I would say, for example, if somebody doesn't exhibit any at all characteristic, there is a saving throw to be made there, but I will just graciously not roll it. I could debate that, like, for example, I did specifically say no characteristics identifying as such. I didn't just say about voice or anything. It was a little bit more defensible as a position, but I don't want to defend it. I think it's wrong, or rather, I have concluded that it is wrong and I should apologize for it. And that's the fucking stream. I don't think I've wronged anyone in any other way during my talks. So as I said, it's just a small matter that needed like some clarification, um, and something that needed to be said, about how I feel about potentially you, uh, dear listener, or maybe your friends, or maybe my friends. Maybe I just need it out of my fucking chest, and that's what I feel about you. Your colors and sounds, and you're very interesting, and you should be exactly who you want to be, and exactly what you feel, and you should feel accepted for that, within reason, because as I said, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, people have tastes. What are you gonna do? If we didn't have tastes, then holy shit, that would be a very weird state of existing. Anyway, but yeah, all right. I don't know what else to tell you. This is it. This is like just 20 minutes. That's it. And if I wanted to stretch it a little bit more, which I always like stretching things, whether let's not just okay, focus. It was serious until now. Fucking focus, okay? It was serious until now. So yeah, if I wanted to stretch the time of the stream a little bit more, I would say, for example, yeah, it is a very peculiar realization, because I never, how I've said before that, like, there came a point where I was like, hey, turns out I actually like, I would like to have a trans partner. It turns out, remember that, which I realized during my like romantic adventures in Final Fantasy. Yeah, well, it turns out that I myself seem to have like a very peculiar perception of myself and what I feel about that, so strange. Which again, if I can have such strangeness in me, then obviously others should be granted the same fucking um, margins, let's say, and even if I didn't, they should be, to be fair. But especially because I am in a position that is like not really black and white, as I initially thought. Well, I should have been more keen and observant and caught some things that I said before I said them. But hey, you grow and you realize, and you learn and you change. Because at least that's healthy. At least I haven't fucking calcified, which is good. No brain rot here. I passed the check. No fucking brain rot. Okay. Um, but yeah, it's interesting. It was interesting to introspect a little bit and see how I feel about like my gender, my identity, like my this, my that. Oh well, I'm just sad I didn't. I'm sad I had to go through that, Though I don't regret it because, the more you know and all that crap. But I'm sad I didn't like catch it earlier, or that, what triggered this newfound knowledge, me acquiring it, that is, was basically just examining myself. It should have happened when I examined like others, I should have like been, oh yeah, that's the case from the start. Well, again, could probably parry a little bit, could probably dodge a little bit, but nah, I don't wanna. I'll take the L here, and you deserve the W, and the apology. So there you go. That's it. I ain't got nothing else to say to you. It's fine. Bro fist and moving on. That's it. And if you can't or won't, accept this, well, that's perfectly within your right. You don't have to take my apology, and you don't have to like, you know, um, agree with what I'm saying completely or understand me at all. But hey, that's you. That's you do you. I won't fault you. I think that would be kind of like contrary to the point of this thing that I'm doing right now. You have the right to just remain pissed off at me if you're still watching me, even though I might have hurt you. And I understand that. But yeah, maybe you will soften up. Who knows? If I'm lucky. And if not, hey, okay, I fucked up. That's it. That's okay. That's fine. It happens. Well, that's it. That's my Friday stream. Everybody, thanks for watching though. And know that like yeah, no, I mean every word for real. Um, yeah. At least you know what? You have to give me some credit. I didn't grab a fucking guitar and started like singing or yodeling about how you're actually wrong, even though I'm apologizing and all that shit. You're lucky I'm not like that fucking dumb. Remember that video? Holy shit. Or some other apologies I've seen. I mean, this one was kind of, I don't know. This one was kind of, I guess, kind of friendly, I suppose. Or that's how I feel, anyways. Um, yeah. Apologies don't count without ukulele. Yeah, I guess. I don't fucking know. I can't sing. So, and I can't play any instrument. You're gonna have to imagine it, okay? But yeah, that's it. If you just like put it in a vacuum and objectively, I'm basically apologizing for like, I don't know, 10-15% of what I've said. I genuinely, and I hope at least, but genuinely inside me, I don't think I've been offensive in any other capacity. I don't think so. Yeah, I guess as I said before, like my humor can be a little bit much sometimes, and I can be a little bit, um, a little bit demonic, to use an interesting like Greek word, um, about it, but but not with bad intent. And I don't think I went overboard. No, not really. So I think we're Gucci. I mean, yeah, maybe you can like give me cut me some slack perhaps. But yeah, I don't know. You'll do what you need to do, I guess. I felt I needed to do this. Nobody forced me. Nobody even gave me any feedback because you're fucking bitches. That's why. You're fucking chicken shit. To her credit, for example, Enfer and I had a very nice discussion like last evening. I'm pretty sure that she doesn't think it was nice, or like, how can I say this? Doesn't think that I found it okay, I guess, but I did, you know? And, it was like, it was interesting. Like, I apologized about something that I did, but also my point came, carried across, which was nice. And so I think in the end we were both satisfied. At least I was fully satisfied. I don't know. I think she was as well. Um, and it's interesting. I don't know what the fuck. These last 24 hours have been about like, I guess, wholesomeness, you know. But yeah, anyway, it's kind of interesting coincidence. Oh well. And then we watched Harry Potter, and it was ah, but I'll fucking have my revenge because there is still one Final Destination movie that we haven't watched, and yeah, I'll take my revenge. And then there is just another 5 fucking Harry Potter movies or something. I'm gonna fucking die. Ugh. But it's okay because the company is cool, I guess. So, you know, there is that. Or rather, that's the point, I would say. Anyway, okay, enough. You know what? I'll see you tomorrow. I don't plan, to change the subject a little bit tomorrow. I don't plan to. Wait, before that, if you feel like this wasn't an appropriate apology and would like me to try again, or if you feel there's more to apologize for, or anything, against all fucking odds, I'll say it. You can reach out. I'm open for debating, and I know debating is like such a scary word. It's gonna be either scary or boring, but as a word. But what do you want me to use? I'm open to just like if you have something to tell me, you can just fucking tell me. And I know it's futile to say that because again, reminder, you're fucking cowards. No, but you never talk to me, so who the fuck knows? I'm trying to, as always, I'm just trying to do my best with like zero fucking input and zero feedback. God, I'm pulling for the both of us in this relationship, you know that? Oh well. You're worth it. It's okay. And I like you. So, so okay. All right. I should go. I have things to do. I have to play some keyboards and shit, okay? And tomorrow I don't think I will. Um, I mean, yes, it's gonna be yapping, right? Obviously, because it's Saturday, so I do whatever the fuck I want, and I'll never get tired of saying that. Um, and so I was thinking maybe we can watch like, remember that martial arts video we watched where there were like 6 guys and they were thrust into some peculiar situations where they had to use their skills, like you know and like avoid escalation and whatnot. It was pretty interesting. So the same fucking group apparently has like more videos. And so I was thinking maybe we can watch a couple and like um see like see and comment on other people demonstrating stuff. And I think it's a good ratio because like out of the 3 Saturdays ever since I decided I'm gonna do this like martial arts thing, 2 of them have been that martial arts thing, my diary, quote unquote. So I think I need a break this Saturday. um, you don't need to like, you're not in a rush anyway, and neither am I. So yeah, I can definitely like just comment on those videos, because I also don't feel okay uh, on camera. Like these last couple of days I've been feeling like I want my privacy a little bit more, if that makes sense. It's not permanent, it's just like right now, it's these days, like this couple of days, I'd rather not like be on camera. So it lines up perfectly with the fact that I have discovered these videos and we can watch them. And it will make for interesting yapping. So yeah, whatever. Okay, all right. Thanks for watching. And if if you're a case of, if you're one of those cases where I said something, you got hurt and you left and you never came back, and you just came back now and you're watching this, well, you know, I hope that you will reconsider, perhaps. But you know, if you don't, understandable, it's okay. But mostly, I hope, you know, I didn't like really, really hurt you. Hopefully, that's what's important. Right. Okay, we're done. Case closed. 6 years. Okay, six, maybe more. 6 fucking years. I haven't had to apologize about shit. Wait, I did apologize. I think, but it was game related, right? I think I dropped a game or something, and I apologized sincerely. I think, and I'm not talking about Andromeda, but like 6 years, huh? Without any need to apologize, right? That's a good run. That's a good fucking run for an amateur. You know, somebody who just like is a hobbyist streamer, I guess. It's a good run. And you know, who likes to yap about a lot of things that are that can lead like to disaster, provenly. But yeah, all right, okay, good going. Let's make another fucking 6 before I have to realize slowly that I've made a mistake, right? Oh, and let me plug in my fucking microphone just a second. Fuck. Shit. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. You know, apologies suck. Do you know that? I wish for two things for you: that you never have a reason to apologize, and that you don't give others one to demand an apology from you. Fine, apologies suck, dude. But I also hope that if you do find yourself in a position like this, that you do actually fucking bite down like a bitch and take it. You know? Like I did. Jesus Christ. Do I have to teach you everything? Go do your fucking homework, you know? So you can have some free time on Sunday with your friends. Alright, fuck off. Thanks for watching. I really fucking appreciate you. I love streaming for you. And again, sorry. You know? I hope it's all good. And with that, I'll see you on Saturday. So tomorrow. Holy shit, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, that's fine. You won't have time to miss me in that case. Alright, catch you tomorrow. Kisses. Bye.